Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today in this video I will discuss for the next topic of class 12th subject IT and subject code is 802, and our today's topic is relational model constraints. So firstly, what do you mean by constraints? So constraints are some restrictions which we can apply on our relational database. Okay, so that makes a relational model constraints. Some restrictions which we apply on the relational model database. So constraints are restrictions on the values stored in a database based on the requirements. For example, in the relation employee, the employee ID must be a 4-digit number. The date of birth must be such that the birth year exceeds 1985. So here I'll go to the previous topic. You can see here the picture of employee relation. So what it tells, the different domain like employee ID, it should be numeric and 4-digit. Okay, so this is the constraint that the employee ID should not exceeds the 4-digit number. Okay, and date of birth, the date of birth of Paras Bansal you can see here is 19 October 1993, which is greater than 1985 or any of the constraint which you want to apply on your relational model. Okay, so these are the some constraints. These are called the constraints. Okay, like if I'll enter any employee ID of any employee of 5-digit number, say 1 2 3 4 5 6, then it is not valid because I have made a constraint on it, like my employee ID should not exceed more than 4-digit number. Plus I have also applied the constraint that employee ID must be in numeric form only, it can't be in alphabetic order. Okay, so that is the domain that I want employee ID in integer form only, not in the alphabetical form, not in the character form. Okay, so these are the constraints. Now we will discuss about that how many constraints are there. So firstly is domain constraint. Okay, in my previous video I have explained that what is the domain. So domain is the data type. Okay, like I have discussed, like employee ID should only be, must be in the numeric form, it should not be in the alphabetical or character form. Okay, so this is the domain, its data type. Okay, next is key constraint. Key constraint, there are various key constraint which we can apply on the relational model. Okay, so it is saying before we can explain this constraint, we need to describe the terms super key, candidate key and primary key. Means there are the following key constraint, okay, which we can apply on the relational database. So before this we need to understand that what does it means, what does the name key means. Okay, so first is super key. Super key is a set of attributes in a relation for which no two tuples in a relational state have the same combination of values. Every relation must have at least one super key, which is the combination of all attributes in a relation. Thus for the employee relation, following are some of the super keys. Okay, so what it means, see in the employee relation there are following attributes with the names name, employee ID, gender, salary, date of birth. Okay, so in this you can see that not more than one tuple have the same value. Okay, like you can see in salary attribute, Neha Mehta and Himani Verma is having the same salary. Okay, so in this salary attribute is not a super key. So super key is the set of attributes which do not have the identical value. Okay, so for any attribute, and we can say that any attribute is a super key only when it does not have the identical value. So for any attribute to be a super key, it should be different values in the tuple. Okay, so in this employee relation, salary and gender attributes can't be the super key, because in this you can see that Neha Mehta and Himani Verma both are female, and salary of both of these employees have same. So in this case, gender and salary attributes can't be the super key. Okay, so this is all about the super key. Now let's come to here, that see in this point A it has been discussed that name, employee ID, gender, salary, date of birth, which I have told you that in the employee relation these are the set of attributes. Okay, name, employee ID, date of birth, we can take these attributes at same time, because employee ID, name and date of birth both are different in employee relation. Similarly, employee ID and gender and salary, from these three, gender and salary, if both are taken together, okay, if we remove employee ID from this, we can't take gender and salary as super key. Why? Because both of these have the same values of Neha and Himani, like they are female and salary is also same, so we can't take these two attributes as a super key. But if we connect employee ID with these two attributes, then we can make it a super key, because one of them having the different value. Now there is written, see, however, gender, salary is not a super key, because both these attributes have identical values for employees Neha and Himani, which I have discussed with you now only. So in second point, what it is saying about the key, that key is the minimal super key, which means it is that super key of a relation from which if any attribute is removed, then it no longer remain a super key. For example, the super key name, employee ID, gender is not a key, as we can remove name and gender from this combination, and then what is left? Employee ID is still a super key. So what it is saying, like from these set of attributes, name, employee ID and gender, if I remove the name attribute, what is left? Employee ID and gender. Okay, so employee ID is still a super key. Why? Because it has the different values. Okay, a relation may have more than one key. Consider the relation person with the following schema: person, Aadhaar number, PAN, voter ID, card number, name, date of birth, address. So we have taken example of a different relation, that is person, and we have made the person relation with the following attributes with its Aadhaar number, PAN number, voter ID, card number, name, date of birth, address. So this relation has three keys, namely Aadhaar number, PAN, voter ID, and we all know that these keys like Aadhaar number, PAN card number and voter ID number, these three are unique for each and every individual. Okay, in our country, nor the same person has the same Aadhaar ID or PAN ID or voter card ID. So each and every individual has its own unique ID. Okay, so in these case, what is Aadhaar number, PAN and voter ID, as these are unique? So this is the candidate key. Okay, a key as described above is called candidate key of the relation. For example, the person relation has three candidate keys as discussed above. So what do you mean by candidate key? That the person, from the person relation, that the person has unique identity with its Aadhaar, with his or her Aadhaar number, PAN number or voter ID number. So these are the candidate key which uniquely specifies the relation. Okay, now next is primary key. One of the candidate keys may be designated as primary key, but it's saying like primary key is nothing but a candidate key only. So in primary key, it is used to identify tuple in a relation. If a relation has many candidate keys, it is preferable to choose that one as primary key which has least number of attributes. Primary key are usually underlined in the schema of the relation. See, in the person relationship, Okay, in a person relation, what is there? Aadhaar number, PAN, voter ID card number, name, date of birth, address. Okay, so in this, Aadhaar number is the primary key. We have taken it as a primary key. We have 3 candidate keys over there, but we have chosen Aadhaar number. So from Aadhaar number, we can identify the person uniquely from the relation person. Okay, the relation between super key, candidate key and primary key can be explained here. So here you can see in this diagram what it is seen, that firstly it's super key, set of attribute which have different values makes super key. Candidate key, unique, identify the any individual from the relation, so that makes a candidate key. And primary key is nothing but it is from the candidate key only. Okay, so that way in this diagram it is shown that there is super key, then candidate key in that, and in from candidate key only we will get the primary key. So in today's topic we have discussed about the super key, candidate key and primary key. So in our next topic we will discuss about the further foreign key and other modules. So till then, have a nice day and thank you.